Hi everyone! I decided to declare March as the month of my abandoned books, and Botanicum by Maria Trollle definitely is slightly abandoned. I even can't remember when I touched this book last time. I selected this very summer picture. I think that I'm quite ready for the flowers, for the bright spring colors, and I love to color roses. Here I will be doing fantasy flowers, and as a first step I always imagine where will be my source of light. You will need to remember about this direction of the rays of light during your whole coloring, and if it's slightly difficult for you, you can simply put one of the pencils in the direction of these rays of light. Obviously, all shadows will be in the opposite direction, so if my source of light is somewhere in the left upper corner, all my shadows will go to the lower right part of each flower. And when I analyze structure of the flower, I can see that each rose have variety of petal layers, and obviously all petals which are on the left side will be slightly lighter, on the right side, which will be more in the shadow, they will be slightly darker. But also petals which are on the upper layers, they will be also more highlighted, and layers which are beneath will have shadows from petals on the upper layers. I divided all roses into two groups. I thought that to color all flowers in the same manner will be too boring for this very simple picture. So 4 roses will be yellowish and 3 roses will be peach. When I start to color yellow rose, I select one major color. For me it will be deco yellow. I will need one lighter color, it will be cream. I will need one darker color, and it will be sunburst yellow. Also, I need something to deepen my shadows. To do shading on yellow flowers could be a little bit tricky, and I decided to use 50% French grey. Actually, it was my first step. I did shading on the inner part of the rose in all the areas where petals on the upper layer cast shadow on the petals which are beneath, and I shaded the right side of the rose. In the beginning, when you put French grey on your flower, it looks terrible. Flower looks dirty, but then I will be masking all those French grey areas with sunburst yellow, and in this way I will get more natural shading on the petals. I didn't want to add any brown colors to the flowers. I don't think that they look nice on the yellow petals. That's why I decided to use French grey. When I color these roses, I already have in mind that on the last step I will be masking all black lines with white marker, so I deliberately start to color using more intense colors for the petals and doing more intense shading. When I get rid of all black lines, the whole flower will look lighter and tender, I hope. I also mentioned that the second variety of roses will be peach. So to unite those two flowers, I will be using another color for the petals, like additional color accent. I will be using salmon pink here, but instead you can use peach, which will be main color for the second variety of flowers. Salmon pink and peach looks quite similar, so you can use any of these colors to add additional accents on the petals. When I color this picture, I don't plan to do very realistic roses. I can't think about something realistic when the size of the bee is almost equal to the size of the bird. So this will be fantasy flowers, but still I try to think about shading, about highlighted areas, and in this way I try to show volume of each of the flower. I try to make them less flat. When I color each rose, I try to remember that tips of the petals need to be slightly lighter compared to the central part of the flower, and that petals on the upper layer will be casting shadow on the petals which are beneath, so those petals will be slightly darker. Also, we have some banded tips of the petals, and those banded tips also will be casting, they will be preventing light from coming to the central part of the petal, so area near them also have to be slightly darker comparing to the major color of the rose. If you are just like me, are in need of flowers and bright colors, I hope to see you in the second part, where I will be coloring peach roses and all the leaves.